Hello, hello. Today is Wednesday, so it is another day where we are talking about homeschooling. So thank you to everyone for joining us. I am Elle Cole from the blog cleverlychanging.com, and this is an extension to our podcast, the Cleverly Changing Podcast. I'm one of the co-hosts, and Miriam is the other co-host. And I wanted to just continue this conversation so that everybody who is thinking about homeschooling and who wants to homeschool will be able to do so easily without feeling stressed. And so from Sunday through Thursday, we've been sharing different information about homeschooling and how to get started. So today we have a mom who's been homeschooling her kids. She has 6 little ones and she's been homeschooling them since she had kids. So she's definitely an expert, and she really knows how to get those deals on homeschool supplies. So today we are talking about what it is that homeschools need and some stuff that we don't need. I know when we had kids, we put a whole lot of stuff on our registry, and some of that stuff we didn't need at all. So that's what this conversation is about. What do you actually need? And so, Miriam, can you go ahead and introduce yourself?
Hello, all. I'm Marion. I have 4 littles that I am steward of, and I'm homeschooling them. So, well, yes, 4 years. Mm-hmm. Yes, and
All
I'm
right.
with the podcast.
And Io, can you introduce yourself and tell a little bit about your expertise in homeschooling?
Um, I'm Io. I am, I live in Memphis, Tennessee. I have 6 kids aged 13 to this one right here and here. She'll be 2 next week. Um, I have been homeschooling 10, 11 years. Um, my kids have never been to quote traditional school. Um, so it's it's been trial and error. So that that's that. Oh, I do run a business from home. Um, when I first started homeschooling, I actually was working full time night, 12-hour night shift. So it's possible for anybody to.
Okay. So before we get started, can you move your camera over to the right just a little bit so that we get your full face? Okay. Um, let's see how that works. So that's a little less. We're only getting half of your face.
Um,
So move it. Oh, now I can see you.
Okay.
Perfect. Okay, great.
Okay.
So we really want to get started and talk about what we thought we needed when we started homeschooling and what we actually need. So I know for a lot of us, school shopping can be very exciting. And you're like, oh, I'm just going to pick up one of these and one of these and one of these and one of these. And after a while, that stuff really starts to add up. So we're trying to save you from spending hundreds, if not thousands of dollars so that you can get started practically. And I want to just jump off this conversation with the caveat: don't buy too much before you get started, because you may have to switch some things. So that has kind of been a common thread through each of the conversations that we've had. And so what we want to do today is really just give you the basics. So there are some basic items that we never can say all homeschools should have, but most homeschools should have these items. And I'm gonna start with one of the things that I think is important to have. And to me, it's some sort of whiteboard or chalkboard, something to write on. I think that is something that is very cost effective, but you do need to have a place where you can do regular instruction. Now, I will say I have seen some frugal families that have taught their kids from their refrigerator. Like some people have had white refrigerators and they just use that as a whiteboard. So that is very, they're thinking reduce, reuse, recycle. And if you have to do that, go ahead and do it by all means. But, if you can get a whiteboard or paint a wall with a chalkboard, we actually have a wall that we painted with a chalkboard, and I also have a whiteboard. So it helps so that we can do different things in different areas and so that I can pre-plan. So one of the boards I use to write things down that will cover throughout the week. And then the other thing may have assignments and different things like that. But you do have to find a system that works for you. So I like the whiteboard because it's not, when I was little, teachers would use that large white sheet of paper and they would just write on it and then they would have to discard it. Well, a whiteboard really helps and a chalkboard helps so that you're not just, you don't have a whole lot of paper that you're discarding. So that is the one item. And with that, you need dry erase markers and so forth. So, what is one thing that you would say people need, Miriam?
Art supply, especially when you have younger children. Pencils, color pencils, markers, paint. Um, I'm not so much a fan of single paint because it tends to be way too animated. But if you're comfortable with that, I use these little strips with the dip it in the water, brush. What was that? Watercolors, maybe? Yeah. So my favorite is art supply. I know that's kind of a broad category. It's not very specific, but it's definitely an invaluable resource. And the best part about this is that you can go to the dollar store and get those. You can wait for the larger chains to have their back to school sales and get the stuff for a quarter, 50 cents. So those would be that would be my must have. What about you, AO? Okay, I
Um,
am.
this IO. Um, I definitely agree with El. You definitely need the whiteboard. I have one. Wait, big, big one behind me. Listen, I got that at Hobby Lobby last year. They had a spring clearance, and apparently this is a spring item. So I got it for 80% off. So this was like $100 whiteboard, and I got it real cheap. And so yeah, they are actually having. I was in Hobby Lobby last week, and spring clearance was 66% off. I don't know if they have whiteboards this year, but check around. You can check Facebook Marketplace. People who are done homeschooling or whatever that are getting rid of whiteboards all the time. Um, yeah, you can find one. Uh, yeah. The art supplies, I would say, I agree with Miriam. Definitely get Dollar Tree. Well, back to school sales right now, you can get everything real cheap. Get yourself enough. Um, but if you need something in the middle of the year, Dollar Tree. I mean, you can go to Michael's and buy art supplies for your older children, but like I have a almost 2-year-old, I am not buying high end products. You get Dollar Tree stuff, and because we're gonna throw it away when you're done. Honestly, I'm not saving your artwork either. So Dollar Tree. Um, I would say you need a printer and a laminator. Depending on definitely a printer. You need a printer
Yes.
because there's tons of free resources you can get. You just need to print it. So print a printer. You need a printer. If you have younger children, mine are. I don't think I tell you all. 2, 4, 7, 9. 12 and 13. So the younger ones, there's a lot of, you can laminate something. And, oh, this is a little checklist. They're gonna destroy it. So you laminate it, hang it up, keep it moving. Your older kids, not so much, but definitely if you have your K through 5 age children, you definitely need a laminator as well. And they're cheap. It's $20 at Target, Amazon, wherever. I mean, it's not a huge expense.
Yeah, so I want to say about the laminator, the laminating pouches actually cost more than the laminator itself. So when you can get a sale on those, you really want to stock up on those. So I will say, like my printer, I've had for since my kids were in what was it, first grade. Um, my laminator, I've had our whole homeschool period. And so I haven't had to buy these things again. So if you buy one and it's quality, um, you will use it for a very long time. And so I have an HP printer. What I'm going to do, I'm going to put a link to to the stuff in the Amazon store. Amazon isn't the cheapest place, but it's definitely one of the most convenient places to purchase items. And so I definitely will share that at the end of the conversation in the comment section. But I wanted to say, what is maybe something that you guys have purchased and you were like, man, we didn't even take that out of the package. We didn't need it. What is one thing that you purchased that you did not need? So while you guys are thinking about that, we have a comment, and I want to say something about the laminators. So the comment says, laminators are lifesavers. They are great for being able to use resources multiple times. Sometimes I use contact paper and manila folders to preserve some items. That is so true. So thank you, Alicia, for sharing that information, because I want to say the things that I laminated when my kids were in kindergarten, we still have them. Like I can give it to another family because some items we don't need anymore. Like I'm thinking about our calendar, how the kids dress the things up for the weather and do that. Like that stuff still looks like it did when I purchased it. So because we had laminated it. And so those type of items you can definitely pass on. If you want to sell them, you could sell them because they look great. I also think it's a great way if you're doing crafts, you can laminate like a piece of construction paper and you can put it down on the table or whatever surface you're using so your kids can write on that. So you can make your own placemats with it. There are a lot of things you can make. Bingo games, that's something that we used to use to go over different facts for our kids. We would play like a bingo game where we would ask them different questions. The bingo game had subjects on it, and we were able to laminate that. And so once again, I still have the games and things that I made when they were little, and we can still use them today for like extra drilling practice and things like that. So Io, did you think of anything that you purchased initially that you did not use?
Let's see. Homeschool planner. Yes.
So she said a homeschool planner.
Listen. This how bad it is. I bought a new one too. But hey, it may or may not get used. Anyway, yes.
You bought a new one.
You you've been to my house. You know the struggle's real.
Yes.
Yes, but I'm trying to think of what else I bought that we don't use. Um, I don't know. I don't know. I'm gonna stick with the planner.
Okay, so
I don't use it on a regular basis.
I want to say to everybody, I'm also guilty. Like I'll start off using the planner. I'll start off
Oh
using
yeah, I
it.
started.
And then
The front
towards
looks great.
the middle and end, it's like, where is that planner? I don't even know where it is. So that is definitely one thing that I can relate to. What about you, Miriam? What is one thing you purchased that you don't
Honestly,
use?
I can't think of anything off the top of my head. I tend to use the majority of the things that I've gotten. Um, a Montessori school was closing in our area last year, and I did go and score some items. I haven't used all of them yet, but at the same time, it's some of the things are for later on. So I don't know if that counts. Listening to you all talk about the planner, I think yes, I had I spent a good amount of money on a digital computerized planner situation. I started off well using it, and then it was like, mm-mm. I didn't use it anymore. I will not be renewing, seeing that I wasted, but mhm, I think the planner is high on the list of wasted dollars.
The good thing is though, for they do have free online digital planners. Believe me, I tried them all. I didn't use those either, but it's a nice concept. They have
It
free
is.
ones. So, or you can get a PDF and print your little pages off on your printer and put it in a notebook or binder. It's a great concept.
Yeah,
So,
it is. It's not so. It's up to you with the follow through, and I guess I didn't
right.
have the follow through for it. It wasn't. Uh,
I I thought of something else I don't use. I like a lot of homeschool moms. I have a habit of going to the store and it's like, oh, I can use this for such and such child, and I'll buy it like at a thrift store because it's a good price, and then yeah, we'll use like 2 pages and they hate it, so then they throw it back to the thrift store. So
Yes, yes. I've definitely been guilty of that. But you mentioned thrift store. So before I talk about the thrift store, because I've definitely gotten some gems from the thrift store, a lot of them. But I want to say the thing that I purchased that I did not use is index cards. Now, that may surprise some people, but we don't really use index cards. I feel like because I'm doing so much creating and we have our boards, we have so many other resources. I didn't really have to make my own flashcards or, I could just print out something else and laminate it. I had no use of index cards. Now, I will say some people, they live by their planner. You see people on Instagram with all their stickers, and I mean, they just live for it. So if that is you, please, by all means, get you a planner and put as many stickers in it as you want and have a good time with that. But for me, I was like, this is a chore and something else for me to do.
or
So it's
you could
not
do
for me.
like me, buy the planner and all the stickers and still don't use it. So it's hey, do you?
Right. It's like scrapbooking. It's a great idea initially. And it's fun when you're doing it with other people. So if maybe you have a planner party, I could see that, being very effective. But if you're just taking the initiative to do it by yourself, it wasn't that fun for me. And it didn't keep it didn't keep me on track. So that's just the truth. I'm sorry, but we're being
don't
honest.
apologize. No apologies necessary. It's okay. You know what works for one doesn't necessarily gonna work for the other, and that's okay. It's interesting that all three of us are on the same page. Like, yeah, not gonna get it. It's yeah. If you are very I don't want to say very well organized, but if you're really into those fine details and like to be able to check things off as you move along, a plan is probably right up your alley.
So
Definitely.
I want to also say about the planner for people who are in an area where you have to keep a portfolio. Now, I did use the planners that were pre-made for my portfolio. And those are type of things that the things that I had to turn into the state and had to keep my kids' papers organized. That is something that I had to do. Now, that may be why I didn't keep one exclusively for myself, because I had to keep two for my kids. So if you are a person who has to keep a portfolio, then you want to have planner pages are things that you're comfortable with, that you can put in a binder. That's really how we used it, and it was very helpful. And I know Miriam, we actually made one on Teachers Pay Teachers. So if you go to some of our earlier podcasts, you will definitely see a link for that, and we can put it in the chat later as well. All right. So I wanted to name some other things that I think, basic school supplies are things that you need at your house. So that's like your stapler, your construction paper, pencils and crayons. Like, you can't really get enough of those type of items. And what is that you were showing?
The hole puncher.
Oh, a hole puncher. Hole punchers are so important. And I know, again, we're going back to people who want to keep a binder and a binder, even if your state doesn't require it, I actually encourage all homeschoolers to keep a binder, because if you have a spouse, you can show your spouse what your what your children are learning, because you want to show regular instruction, but sometimes you have to convince your spouse, or you may want to have like a parent teacher conference with your spouse to say, hey, this is how our kids are learning. I'm seeing some weakness in this area. Do you think maybe you could help out? So, it's not a traditional parent teacher conference, but hey, you can set it up and call it what you want. It is what it is. And so that is a great way to stay organized and keep all parents or guardians involved, so they know what's going on. So I think it's very helpful. And a hole puncher, if you're going to keep a binder, you can't have one without it. So, and
Yeah,
it's better than the $1 ones. But
yeah.
go on, Miriam.
Oh, I was going to say, with the hole puncher situation, now that is something that you want to go find at the thrift store. Those three punch things are pricey. I was surprised when I went to get me one. I decided not to buy one at the thrift store. Thank you so much, my dear friend. Oh, also, when you're doing the binder, even though a lot of states don't require that you have proof, it's a good idea to hold on to something, because you never know when Uncle Sam and them are going to come trying to prove otherwise, and then for you to be able to say, but no, this is what you have done. It doesn't mean you keep everything, but you want to keep something. And then you have some states that do, I guess we call them randoms, where we don't really check, but we could if we wanted to. And then it also helps for you to be able to go back later and see, oh yeah, we did cover this concept, or how far into that concept did we go? Did they get a really good understanding? Were we kind of on the fence? Do we need to come back and repeat? So it can really be a good, you know, tool for moving forward.
I would just like to say that on the binder subject. So what I did, once again, the thrift store, might as well just address it. Just go there. Dollar Tree, the thrift store. Anyway, I got a binder. I buy the binders at thrift store, okay? Because like a 2 or 3 inch binder is not cheap, and I have a lot of kids, so I buy the big binders at um, the thrift store, and then I get the dividers, the different color dividers that go inside. I put that inside by subject,
Mm.
and so especially for my younger ones, all their stuff they need to do is in the binder, and then I can um, say what I need to out of there. I got a different binder with the little folders, pocket folders from Walmart, whoever was having a school sale. And I put each child has a different color folder. So, I saved, a couple of assignments from each of the major subjects because my husband's a pastor and I'm in Tennessee now, which I just got to do grades and attendance. But I could end up going somewhere else and have to submit more paperwork. So I do keep in their binder from the thrift store that some of the work that we've done over the year. And so I just would say that's a good idea, like you all were saying. Because here in the South, most of the states down here there's not really much schools. But you never, if your spouses may have, or you or your spouse may have to move at some point, then you definitely need to keep a portfolio binder, whatever you want to call it. And like I said, I just put everything. So if we want to go to the library, do school, or whatever, grab your binder, put it in your backpack, let's go. We don't have to grab 17 different books off the shelf and all that stuff.
Yes. So talking about the thrift store, like Io, I also get my binders at the thrift store because they are economical. I also get books. So our library, the books that we have hundreds of books. I have stopped purchasing them because I was like, oh, this is great. And you get such a great price. And it was really the popular books that were in like new condition. And I started to just purchase them at the thrift store. So outside of the thrift store, you can get games, like a lot of my board games, they were brand new because I don't know, people weren't playing with the board games. Maybe they were giving them out for Christmas or something. But we purchased a lot of the board games from the thrift store. And you want to make sure that they are new because you want to make sure they do have all the pieces. But I've gotten globes and really some of the really high-end best items like art sets, easels, just all kinds of stuff. And I will say that you can find things that are new at the thrift store. So at first I was like, I didn't really want to go. But then I was like, this is just like going to Ross or Marshall's because you had to look through the stuff. And so for the most part, you can get some really great items at the thrift store. So that is one of the places that you don't want to, mark off your list because there are very much like new items. I will also say we got a lot of Legos from the thrift store, as well as, and what we would do, we would put them in like mesh bags and wash them in the dishwasher, and they were fine. So we also got Connects. And so my kids built like they would build all kinds of motorized things, and we would purchase them. I have purchased some new sets like Lego sets and things like that, but I also would supplement and get more items from the thrift store. So we have like Lego Mindstorms, like if your kids are in robotics, we did buy the set from Lego, but then if my kids wanted more pieces, for their robot and stuff, I would look for different supplemental techno pieces at the thrift store. And I often would find them.
Some new sets,
So
like Lego sets and things.
that's something to keep in mind.
Let me just say that another good place to go for things, big things. In fact, I got my whiteboard at Costco, and it came with eraser. It came with rubber markers. It came with quite a few magnets, the hardware to tack it up and everything. And it was less than $20, and it's a good sized board too. So I was going to say Costco, BJ's Fans, your wholesale outlets. That's a really good place to find a lot of things that you can do, from your basic office supply kind of thing to binders. You can get 5 of them for less than $15. I got some craft buckets well, I guess the paper in, but I keep all kinds of stuff, toys, Legos, all kinds of little, knickknacks to help you organize your space, their space. So you can definitely look into your retail, what is it, wholesale places, Costco, and like, and find some pretty good deals. And especially around back to school time, they end up having a lot more things than you would think. Those workbooks, the Bob book set, and things like that. So yeah, that's a good thing with decent prices. And some.
Yeah. I would on the subject of books. So, of course, the thrift store, but you can go to your library. Well, I don't know. Our
Yeah,
library,
that's too here.
we lived in Alabama, I've lived in Ohio, and now I'm in Tennessee. So they have like the book sales or little you can go buy books in there. We lived by a library in Alabama, so the librarian was a homeschooler, and if you were a homeschool mom, anything that was deemed homeschool related was free. So yeah,
Okay.
she was an enabler. Clearly, she was an enabler. But um, yes. Oh, and then so I get every month my younger kids get books in the mail. I'll send this information to Elle. She can post it. It's from Dolly Parton's Imagination Library. So they send me like wait, hold on, where's my camera? Brand new book um every month and so they send it to me for three of my kids, and so they send you one on their level. So they can help you, with your book board. Uh oh, and that's just for like reading books and things like that. But I was gonna say if we have a store called Ollie's. I know they're in Ohio, or Five Below, some Five Below. They sell like uh, workbooks,
Mm-hmm.
random like this is Minecrafters great, some whatever. Anyway, just a workbook. It covers a bunch of different types. So $2, $3, $4. Um, I was gonna say that's a good place to get. So Dollar Tree. I know y'all trying to hear me talking about Dollar Tree. Dollar Tree has little, uh, I'm cheap. Like I said, I don't make yeah, Dollar Tree. They have little workbooks for I think up to grade 5. What's telling time, money, counting, ABC,
Yeah.
color. Target, Dollar Spot, or Boulevard Playground, whatever they call it this week.
Things I call them. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, they have the same workbook for $1. They got my daughter was just sitting here playing with one of the little puzzles. You could Target. They have right in the front of the store. Especially right now, they have all kind of schoolroom decor. They have little puzzles, little activities kids can do, especially younger age kids. Um, you may be able to see I got posters on my wall, months of the year, days of the week, alphabet, handwrite, alphabet and cursive, Dollar Tree. You can get, just like when we were in school, the alphabet that goes all the way around the room, the top of the room.
Yep.
Or, Dollar Tree or Target may have it as well. So, I mean, people think, you go on YouTube or Pinterest, you think, oh, I got to outfit a whole schoolroom and it's going to cost me, I'm going to budget $400. No, you can outfit the whole thing for like $20. I mean, minus the whiteboard. But, it doesn't have to cost you a lot. This is my living room. I got all this in my living room. You don't even have to, some people think they need to have a home with a specific extra room. This is my living room. I run my business in here, and I have my whiteboard and all that in here. So, I mean, it doesn't have to, you don't have to break the bank. Don't get caught up in the YouTube videos. I mean, it's really pretty. But,
that stuff for free.
looking at subscribers some of those people have, they're getting paid, and that's how they can afford all that. They're sponsored by curriculum companies. Don't get sucked into the vortex. Go to Target, Walmart, Dollar Tree, thrift store. Don't break Amazon.
Yes. I want to say you are absolutely right. So you mentioned Ollie's. Ollie's is a great place. Um, but I wanted to tell people it is actually cheaper to buy workbooks than it is to print off worksheets. So
Definitely.
if you're thinking that you do want to give your kid worksheets, it's okay to get one of those books in their age groups. And I know I've gotten some from Five Below. I've gotten them from thrift stores. I've found new ones never even used, and also I've gotten them from Ollie's, but also Staples has them. Staples are a little bit on the pricey side. So what I do, I actually look on their website and I type in clearance, and there I can see what the clearance items are. Some stores that give you a discount are like Hobby Lobby. There's always a coupon on their site. Sometimes it's for 40% off. Michael's does 40% off or 50% off. So does Joann's. So those are things to just keep in mind. If there's something that you want, you can buy them like once a week. I would break up, like if it was really a really expensive thing, I would break up and I would start shopping maybe the beginning of July. And each week I would just get another item. I would use my coupons. And that's how I really built up the stuff I needed. When my kids were really little, Michael's had instruments at like little kid instruments. I don't know if they still do now, but that's where I bought them. And I bought them in stages with my 40% off coupon because I was trying to buy this stuff on a budget. So that's something to keep in mind, that you don't have to purchase it all at once. You can get it over stages. And if you do that, you'll be able to be more cost effective. So I wanted to just show some of the comments that we had. Did you want to say something, Marion?
Yes, I was gonna say this is an unexpected spot to go look. It's your hardware store. I got a well maybe not 5 feet, but let's say about 4 foot long chalkboard up in there for like I think it was $14 or something like that. It doesn't have the border around the edge, but it's a big chalkboard and it's not expensive. So you can also find those little foam paint rollers and little corner dauber things. And you can find a lot of um, things that would be very useful for science experiments, for art projects, and because the type of place it is, for Lowe's, all those places, you'll find a lot of interesting things that you may be looking for, with me.
The Target, the dollar spot, whatever, they have a bunch of little kits sometimes for like experiments or little activity, to keep the toddler out the way or um, whatever. And what I do with those workbooks that I get, I tear the page out. I get my custom hole puncher. I punch them. I put them in a binder. Okay. So my, like 4-year-old thinks he's doing big kid work. I just rip it out and I, put it in my subjects or whatever. And even if I get the big book from Ollie's, like the whole grade 1 curriculum or whatever, if I can tear the pages out, I will do that. And once again, like curriculum from thrift stores, sometimes you'll find a workbook, it may be used. If somebody used 5 pages in the book, like me, and donated to the thrift store and it's written in pencil, I got an eraser, okay? So sometimes it's cheaper to get your eraser out or just don't use those 5 pages and keep it moving because, you got to gauge, okay, if I get this off of Rainbow Resource or ChristianBook.com or Apologia or wherever, this may cost me $35. Or I could use my eraser and keep it moving.
Yes. So I want to. So we had a comment from Finel. I hope I'm saying your name right. But she actually brought something out up in one of the homeschool groups that we're in together, and she said Rainbow Resource is a great place to buy school supplies, and it definitely is. And I know a lot of homeschoolers buy their books and school supplies there. But she says they do have whiteboards on sale right now, so now is a great time to check that out. To check out your whiteboard. Stickers are what keep me using planners. I use them to reward myself when I have completed a task. Now, I want to say that stickers are awesome for incentivizing your younger kids. So I used to stock up on stickers at the dollar store, and they
Yeah.
just love getting stickers on their worksheets. So
Right.
that's something that you'll want to add to your supply list. You want to get some stickers. You know, you remember the joy when we were in elementary school, how we loved to get stickers? Well, that still exists today, even in our technology driven world. So I think it's one of the ways that you can reward your kids. I also want to say it's a great place for certificates. Just because our kids are homeschooled doesn't mean they shouldn't be rewarded. So you can give your kids awards, and I know that that has definitely helped my kids feel when they were younger. It was a great incentive as well. Those certificates that you can give out. So another comment is Ollie's store. I love Ollie's store. There are so many cheaper items, books, art supplies, and odds and ends. Electric hole punchers are awesome. Yes, they are. So we have Sarita. Would you have a list of websites that may offer free resources that you may know of? I actually do have we do have a list on cleverlychanging.com. If you type in the search section, and I will definitely, after this conversation, I'll write a recap post. But if you go to the search section and you type in vetted resources, there is a list of free and low cost resources that you can actually that you can find. And I'll also tag you. I'll also put that link in your comment after this is over so that you'll have it. There was another one. Oh, she said, so this is Diane Grover. She said, teach. She was telling you to teach Ayadela. So, oh, hi, Jewel. Thank you for joining us. So Becca Adams says, I've often found great deals on eBay. Yes, we did not talk about eBay, but Io, you are the eBay queen for school supplies on eBay. And a matter of fact, I have some things I need to put on eBay to get rid of. So that are brand new and I didn't use them. So
Listen, listen, that's the place. I just saw I have a science curriculum and a science kit that somebody I had put on eBay. Somebody just bought it yesterday. I'm shipping it to them, and they got it at a phenomenal deal because I didn't use it. Okay, and I'm not going to use it, and I'm gonna stop lying to myself, and so it had to go. So yes, that's eBay, thrift books, aid books, all those places.
yes, yes. So she also says, where are other parents selling unused curriculum books, unused books or curriculum for great prices? And there are actually I'm in some Facebook groups that do sell curriculum and unused books. So I will have to go back after this conversation is over and link those places. I'll try to write a post and link it, and then I'll link the post to your comment so that you can look that up later. But there are definitely some places other than Craigslist, but there are some online places where you can get those deals from other parents. So we
Um,
will share that.
just
Costco has
again,
many supplies. Yes, including boards, colorful dry erase markers, etc. So Miriam actually told me about a deal that Costco was having. Man, it's been some years and we still have that whiteboard. My markers are dried up now, but the whiteboard is still good. And the eraser, it came with a magnetic eraser and we're still using it. So I have to agree that Costco has great stuff. I will say I had gotten an electric pencil sharpener, and we got it when we first started. And this year, my daughter told me it's not working. So it did work for what, 5 years? So, that's still a good deal. I like my stuff to last for the duration that I need them. But Costco has really quality products, and it's a great place for school supplies, especially if you go now, because they tend to make the prices higher once they really get into August. So now is the time to go take advantage of the sales that they have on school supplies, and also Sam's Club. So I've seen some deals on like construction paper and stuff at Sam's Club. Cassandra says, I hope I'm saying your name right. If not, I do apologize. Homeschoolbuyerscoop.org is a great resource as well. So
Yes.
definitely look through the comment section, see what people are recommending. Eva says we used to get great stuff from BJ's. So all of those big wholesale stores are going to have really great deals on school supplies right about now. So now is the time to start taking advantage of those items and getting that stuff. So I'm just going to post some of the comments so that you guys can see what people are saying. So homeschoolclassifieds.com is another place where I guess they have great resources and items that you can
Correct.
purchase at a great deal. So check those out. Thank you, ladies, for commenting, for sharing those resources. We appreciate it. Gianna says, Costco, give me all the excuses to go. So you love. So what I like about Costco is they also have a great organic section. So out of
Yes.
Costco, Sam's Club, and BJ's, Costco actually has the best organic section. I don't know if that's something that's important to you guys, but it was something that I really liked about it. Diane says, also don't forget to swap among your friends. One man's trash is another man's treasure. That is so true. If your kids have matriculated and you don't need those supplies before, anymore, there are so many families that are starting to homeschool. So, you may want to, make a list on your Facebook page and see who in your community are amongst your friends need those items, and you guys can swap things out. So that is a great suggestion. Thank you. Dollar Tree, yeah, we've been singing Dollar Tree's praises this whole conversation. So don't forget Dollar Tree. What I like about Dollar Tree, I like their little bins and cubbies.
Yes.
Their organization supplies for your kids. I think it's a great way to help your kids put things away. And you want to make sure that your kids are putting stuff away regularly. This is a whole nother conversation, but if not, your homeschool room or your homeschool area is going to get just really overwhelmed and junky. And you don't want that, because that is going to frustrate you and frustrate your kids. So make sure you have a place to put stuff away. And if you need little organization cubbies, the Dollar Tree has some great things that can help you show your kids how to put things away. So you want to make sure that they understand where the stuff goes, and you want to label them. So yes, guys, I wanted this conversation to only be 30 minutes, but when you are talking about something you love, 30 minutes is never enough time. So I want to just say thank you guys for joining the conversation. Today is Wednesday, so tomorrow will be our last day this week for the conversation. We do a conversation Sunday through Thursday, all the way up until August 6th, because I want to have a real candid conversation with you guys about homeschooling, with people who have been there, who are thriving, not just surviving, and who are making it work. And that's why we had Io and Miriam. You guys, you have multiple kids, and you guys are making it work in a beautiful way. And I love that. So Io has 6 kids, so she can tell you, I mean, she's a resource. Like if you need homeschool consultation, I'd say look her up, because she is my go-to for curriculum suggestions, because I don't like looking through tons of curriculum. That's not my strength. And so I just asked her, hey, have you used such and such before? What was your experience? And normally She knows because she has 6 kids. So she's either used it herself or somebody in her co-op used it. She's just a wealth of knowledge. And so I just thank her for all her suggestions and being my resource. Eva says, their bins are so good. Yes. Alicia says, thank you so much for your insight and suggestions. Thank you for tuning in and telling your friends about it. Eva says, this was so good. Thank you. So, guys, I know we have to go. Tune in tomorrow at 3, where we'll have another conversation. If you have questions that you want us to talk about, let us know in the comment section. We will be going through the comment section. I'm also going to put an Amazon link to my shop where I have listed these products on Amazon. I'm going to put it in the comment section. If you guys, Miriam, if you want to do the wrap up for the conversation, that would be great. And Ayo, if you, once she's done with that, if you want to tell people where they can follow you on Instagram, let them know, or how they can get in touch with you if they want some of your expertise.
Okay, I had one comment. You were talking about where to find things. In most cities, well, I'm probably say every city, look on Facebook. So I'm in Memphis, homeschool curriculum sale. You'll find a group and you join that group, ask to join it, and people are getting rid of stuff right now. So that's a good way. There are national Facebook groups for curriculum and homeschool supplies, and you got to pay shipping. But a lot of people, you just pop it on their porch because of the coronavirus, and you just cash out them or whatever, and stick the money cash under their rug, and it's cheaper that way. I was gonna say Ticonderoga pencils. Don't buy the cheap stuff from Dollar Tree and all that. You need Ticonderoga pencils. That's my personal preference. I mean, you can buy what you want. And my last thing was dry erase markers. Expo markers are good, but in my house, those are mommy's markers. Anybody under 18, you use the dollar store markers to write on the board. Mommy uses the Expo markers because they leave the caps off. It's in your room. So that's it.
Thank you so much. Those are some the real gems. I hadn't really thought about restricting who gets to use the name brand markers because really those are the better ones. Uh, I think I may be interested.
4 or 5 for $1 Dollar Tree. You can use those.
Yeah, because those last long and they don't know how to respect their writing because anyway.
And Dollar Tree has some little bitty whiteboards you can use, and you can do that with that as you will, but you do not touch mommy's stuff.
I like that plan. Well, I just want to say thank you to you all for joining us this afternoon. And we will be seeing you again tomorrow for the close of the week, we hope. And enjoy the rest of your evening. Oh, Io, did you want to give us your social media?
Yes. Sorry. Instagram at Team Branch or on Facebook, Idella Branch. I'll make a comment, or if Elle can tag me in it, then you can DM me if you have a question or anything of that nature.
All right, awesome. That is all, folks. And we hope you will tune in tomorrow. So we will talk to you later. Bye.